Guys, I'm Jeff the Homestead Dad, and welcome to the Homestead. You see I'm under an enclosure. It's sunny out, and I don't feel like getting sunburned. I have I think it's a Hitachi miter saw, because we are going to be starting to make a John Suscovich style chicken tractor today. Actually, 2 of them. So we've got 60 chickens coming next week. And I want to get this done as quick as possible. We obviously won't need them for the first week or 2 because the chicks will be in the barn. But I want to get this done, and the plan is we're probably, I think, going to put these down in the orchard, which is back over there, and then we'll move them around every day. I've followed John Suscovich for years. I've thought about building one, but we've just thrown some together. So this time I bought the plans. I think I bought the plans twice, actually. I bought the plans 3 or 4 weeks ago. Have been reading them, waiting for a time. We got the lumber a month and a half ago, so we are ready to go ahead and build it now. So. One other thing, we've got the Kamado. I've got ribs on the grill, on the smoker. You can see the smoke coming out. Oh, so good. Oh, buddy. That's what I'm talking about. So we put 3 different styles of rubs on them. I'm doing a no wrap rib, if you guys are into ribs. A lot of times people will cook them for 3 hours, then wrap them for 2 hours, then let them rest for an hour. These are no wrap ribs. Probably take about 4 hours. Last time I did them, they tasted amazing. They weren't super juicy. So I think this time I might, for the last hour, I might put a little bit of sauce on them. We'll see. Anyway, that's gonna smell really good while we're out here working. Let's go get some lumber and start cutting. Keep your hand wet. So we are done with the miter saw. Some people call it a chop saw, I think, but miter saw. We've got a pile of lumber here, pile of lumber here, and now we're going to start the half lap joints. So half lap joints are really quite easy. They give wood structures strength. They take a little bit more time than just screwing 2 pieces together. So a half lap joint is going to look like this. What we're going to do is we're going to take out half of this wood here and half of this wood here, and then we'll put it on top of each other, and it'll be the same thickness. It'll be screwed together and glued together, and it'll have good, like, it'll be stronger than the actual wood itself. The glue will break after the wood would break. In order to do that, we take a circular saw. We set the depth of cut to 3/4 of an inch, because a 2x4 is 1.5 inches thick. And what we're going to do is we're going to set all of our we're going to measure all of these, and then all we're going to do is we're going to run the circular saw along here, make a bunch of cuts. We're going to knock them out with a hammer, and then clean it up with a chisel. So that's the plan. So if you have a vise, this is a lot easier. Anything that'll stop the wood from moving. Guys, well, I got to smoking those ribs, and Jacob and I got in a groove, and then my sister-in-law and brother-in-law and nephews came over, and we had dinner, so I didn't take much video. But we did get some of the stuff done. I did want to show you kind of what a half-lap joint looks like. This is not a very good half-lap joint, but it kind of looks like that. See how you've cut away half of it, and so it's not, we might chisel a little bit more so it fits better. But what we'll do is we'll screw through that, through the face. Say hi, buddy. Hi. We'll screw through that here, and then on the inside face here, on both sides, we'll put glue. So it'll be a really, really strong joint. We still have some more of these to do. I've measured out all of the long ones, and then these 4 right here. Hopefully we'll get that done tomorrow, and we can start assembling the tractors. But so far so good. It was a beautiful night. The ribs were really tasty. If I remember, I'll put a picture right here. In fact, I only got a picture of 2 of the racks because the other 3 had already been eaten. That's how quickly they went. But I'll see you guys in the morning. I want to get this done as quick as possible. Hey guys, welcome to Homestead. I'm Jeff, the Homestead Dad. That's Jacob, the Homestead Kid. He's carrying this wood out. So we bought all the wood for this project a long time ago. We were making 2 John Suscovich style chicken tractors. We had started out with using a circular saw and chiseling it out. My dad has a dado blade for our radial arm saw, or his radial arm saw. So we're cleaning up what we did. We're doing the rest of the stuff that we didn't get done. So this whole pile of lumber, hopefully shortly, will start to look like a chicken tractor. I'm actually not going to be working on this. I've got to be a dad, so I got to watch the little ones, help with stuff inside. So managing the project today is my dad, Homestead Papa. So let me turn the camera around and show you what they're doing. So Jacob and Josh are helping. Lucy wants to help, but they're using the radial arm saw. This little fellow's helping, but they're using the radial arm saw with the dado blade, or the wobble dado blade, whatever it is, to make finer cuts. So you can see that that blade takes out a lot more material than what we were trying to do, which is the circular saw, making cuts, then knocking that stuff out and trying to clean it up with the chisel. That's going to work a lot better. You want to show them an egg? Lucy, found it in the feeder. Lucy found a little, I had one of the little chickens the last 2 days has been laying eggs in the feeder. But you can see it ends up with much nicer cuts. So if you have the ability to do that, awesome. If you don't, just use a circular saw and knock them out that way, clean it up with a chisel. But even if you don't want to do that, I'm pretty sure that John says on his plans that you can just screw the boards together without using this. This will just make it such that I can take this and put it in here, and it'll fit perfectly. And when we screw and glue that, it'll make a really, really strong connection. So that's the plan. I'm gonna head back inside and watch the baby, but I'm gonna give the camera to them. Hopefully they'll take some video, and then I can show you what this looks like when we're done. See here? Yeah. Good. Come on, get your face out here.
Stripping out. So, start what we did on last one. Square this.
I'm hot. So that's what we've done so far.
I'm going to guess they haven't taken much, if any, video. So I'm gonna take a little bit right now. They're making the doors. Hey guys, so this is video whatever of this series. Today is Sunday. Yesterday I was hoping to work on the pool area, but it got too wet. We got poured on Thursday night and Friday, so we couldn't do that. So we started working on these. So obviously you guys missed a little bit because I didn't film it. So I wanted to show you, but quickly before I showed you what we've been doing, I wanted to show you what they look like when they're done. So we're building 2 of these because each one is supposed to house 30 birds. So here's the first one. Let me turn the camera around. I can kind of show you what it looks like. Here's what it looks like. This is a 10 by 14 tarp. So you can see it goes all the way down the sides. So if it's bad weather, they can kind of stay in the middle and be out of the weather. We still on this one, I'll show you on the other one, we need to put the axles in here for the wheels. We put this ridge rod in after, so it's on top, and it's on top of the chicken wire, which I don't think is a big deal. It just was easier to put the ridge rod in that one first. Everything is zip tied on here, screwed on in the walls. We still need to make a door. We either put this on backwards or didn't follow the instructions correctly, because see, these are here, so the door would be on the inside of this, but this is here, so it won't open. So we're going to make the door shorter. We're going to come straight across here, it'll open in and it will be fine. We've corrected it on the outside on the other one so that the door opens outside and doesn't have to worry about hitting. I think if you bend these perfectly, like, you probably wouldn't have a problem, but we're not perfect that way. So, and then there's a rope handle here to lift up on this end when the wheels are there so that one person can easily move it. So we need to get the door on this one, and then even without the wheels on, we can get this with 30 birds in here, so we can get them out of the other one. But if we go back to the other one over here and kind of show you some of the processes that we did, you had seen Jacob and my dad build the sides, these 2 sides, and the door. This end is just a box. So Jacob and I did that yesterday. And then you use a pipe bender to bend the conduit. So we bent these up, and then you just pre-drill these and use regular screws to hold these in. Around the bottom, we have hardware mesh, which has much smaller holes. So like a raccoon couldn't reach through there and get the chickens. Whereas if you put chicken wire in, a raccoon could possibly get through there, even though on the sides the tarp is down there. It's just more secure. So that's what we're doing. I think I showed you, we're going to have the door open out on that one. And then here's the axles. They're 1/2 inch by 8 inch lag bolts. I need to get the wheels for them yet, but we've got them screwed in. We've got a metal plate here to keep it from wobbling around too much. So right now Jacob just cut this piece. So the way John Suscovich's design is there's opening here in the middle because the tarp goes over here anyway, so it's not like something can get in here. So you put the chicken wire over here, we'll put a piece of chicken wire here on the end and in the small areas on either side of the door. So Jacob's got that pulled down. I'm going to grab the air stapler and we'll staple that up real quick. This is an air stapler from Harbor Freight. It has paid for itself numerous times over in making chicken coops and turkey tractors and all this stuff. I think I paid $15 or $20 for it, and it's probably 8 years old. No, it's older than that. I bet you it's 12 years old or 13 years old, and it has never failed me. So get yourself an air stapler. This one we've got hooked up to the big compressor we have in the barn, but you can hook it up to just a small hot dog compressor and they work outstanding. Ooh, and So we've just got a little heavy duty nippers. Tin snips work as well. Little cutters work too. Sometimes it cuts easy, sometimes you got to give it a couple snips in order to make it work. I move these first, and then I have to go because I don't have to go through the chicken stuff. Like move it around fresh grass. Which makes a lot of sense. Okay, the ends are done. Everything's zip tied up. Time to put on the tarp. To put the tarp on the bottom, we use just 1 1/4 inch screws with some washers to hold it through the eye bolts or the eyelets of the tarp, and then we zip tie it around on the end. So that's what we're doing now. Yeah? Okay, maybe there's this next one in there. Okay, maybe go and pull just a little bit on that side. Okay, Chicky.
Is it doing anything?
Not really. Hold on, Chico. So I just put the rope on for carrying this thing. You pull it like this. Pro tip: wrap your rope in duct tape. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Wrap it in duct tape and then cut it, because then it stops it from fraying and not being able to go through there. And then you have a nice end that you can push through your 1/2 inch hole, so you don't have to like try to wiggle it through. I didn't think about that the first time, and it was a bear, and then I was like, oh yeah, if I just wrap it in tape first, then it goes through the hole because it doesn't fray. Wrap your rope in tape and then cut through the tape. Makes everything so much easier. So this one is more or less done. Jacob framed up the door. We're just doing boards over. We're not gusseting this one. I'm gonna throw this the hinges on here quick. He's working on the axle on that one. We just gotta put some of the stuff. My brain is not working because we need to go. The chicken wire, but I may, because this is 2 feet wide, I'm probably just gonna put a thing of the hardware mesh because it's 2 feet wide. So I'll probably just put that on there. It'll keep them safe in case some of the chickens sleep right by the door here. I don't know if we're gonna get to that before we have to leave for our party, but we're getting close. I might put the hinges on here quick. But yeah, we're getting really close. I don't have the wheels. I need to go Harbor Freight and get the wheels because they're like 1/3 the cost if you go to Home Depot. Home Depot, they want like 25 bucks, and you can get them for like 8 bucks at Harbor Freight. So, and they're just wheels that I'm going to be lifting this on, so they don't need to be anything great. We added the gussets in the corner here just to kind of try to help it from racking. Getting close. Guys, we are back from our party. So we have one complete John Suscovich style chicken tractor. I put the door on, so we've got the door, the mesh on here, we've got the latch, and we've got the hinges. It opens, it works. So this goes over here, and then I actually remembered I had, ooh, I can't fit her on that side, we'll have to go the other way. I remembered I had two cartwheels that I gotten for projects in the past and not gotten to the projects. So I have these two wheels that fit on here, and as you can see, they lift the back end up, so that's why you don't leave the tires on the entire time. So you really will only need one set of tires for both of these, because you take them off once you move it. So Jacob's gonna go ahead and move it. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys can see. We may need to shorten the rope length, but Jacob's, watch. Jacob said it's pretty easy to move. You can see the tires are here. He's moving. He's a big, strong kid. So this, hey, just anybody won't be able to move. Actually, anybody will. But you can see pretty easily he's moving the entire chicken tractor all by himself over here. Now we're gonna, this is uneven ground, so it's actually pretty, I'm pretty impressed because it doesn't show it on the camera, but right here it drops quite a bit and the ground is not even. So he's gonna turn it, we're gonna point it that direction, and then we're gonna move some of the meat birds from there into here so that there's only 30 birds in there and 30 birds in there. And then we're gonna move the other one over here. We still need to get the door on, but instead of putting the meat birds in there for now, we're gonna put the turkeys in there. Jacob and I were talking about it, and the turkeys need a little bit more headroom, and you can see this one's a little bit shorter. It's better for chickens. So, and we can move this one. It doesn't move as easily as that does, although we could probably sister, I don't know, not right now. Anyway, we can drag that one along pretty easily. So we'll put half of the meat birds in this one, and then we'll put the turkeys in the other one for now until they get used to it and they start free ranging. That's the plan. That's what we're sticking with. I'm really happy about it. I'm happy that they're done, or this one's 100% done and that one's 95% done. I will be doing some reviews on how I like it, you know, what we think of it after we've had it for a while. But aside from, I think, us interpreting the instructions a little bit wrong, they went together pretty easily. They seem pretty stout, pretty solid, and they obviously move easily. So this will give us another pen. We can, you know, put things in, and then we could put piglets in here if we needed to at some point, or we could, if we got lambs, we could put them in here. I'm also gonna be doing a video on making a trough that he says, but for now, this is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have questions, leave them in the comment. If you've made it this far, please click on that thumbs up, the subscribe button, the bell notification, and leave a comment below. I would really appreciate all those things. It helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you and your family, and I'll see you guys in the next video.